Yo, what's the deal? This is T-Money, and you are now watching the T-Money Podcast joint, and we are in the building. Myself, my girl, Stax Cadero. What's up, Stax? How you doing?
What up, T-Money?
We doing good. How you feeling today? You feel all right?
I'm feeling amazing. You know, God said, get up, and here I am.
Oh, just that quick, huh?
Any day above ground is a great day.
Okay, that's a good look. Today we have a great guest in the building, legendary, and I can't say this for this person. You know, people like to throw that term a lot around,
yeah,
like
icon,
icon, legendary. But real talk, like, this gentleman is legendary.
all those things, yes.
And he is part of a legendary group of young men who changed the face of hip hop forever.
Yes.
Today on the T-Money Podcast joint, please welcome my man Rahiem from the Furious 5 MC.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Where he at?
Oh, my God.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, I want to meet him.
No
Grammy
doubt, brother,
Award
man, no
winner.
doubt. And how's you
Hall of
doing today,
Fame and all
brother?
that.
I'm great, my brother. Thank you for having me. I'm just like a pimple on a hot fashion model's face. Just very happy to be here.
But you out of place then, dude. You're not out of place here. You're right where you belong, and right where you should be, brother.
That's
All
right.
Good seeing you, man.
My bro.
I haven't seen you in a long time. Just to let the
Word.
world know that this gentleman and myself, we go back like camel humps and suede fronts. We go back like jellies. We go back like the Chinese mountain neck. We go back like Lee jeans, bro. You know, not car seats, because we don't lean back with the buzz with car seats. We don't do that.
Right.
But we go back a while, man. So talk to me. How you been, man? Everything's good?
I'm great, my brother.
Salute
Congratulations on a successful 3-year run.
Oh, no question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just so you know, guys out there, the T-Money Podcast will be celebrating its 3-year anniversary in December of this year, man. So I'm very proud. We have so many great guests, so many great days here, and we're hoping to continue that. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
And,
man.
and starting with you, brother.
Let's go.
You know, and I know our platform covers a lot of the golden era of hip hop and even before, you know, and I designed it that way because I was very interested in actually celebrating our culture. And when I say our culture, I'm not just talking about from 1980 on.
Right.
I'm talking about before that, you know, even DJs,
Right.
you know, and everybody that actually started playing the music that we so love, right? So talk to me a little about, first, you're originally from the BX, right?
Yep.
You know, born and raised, right? And talk to me a little about some of your experiences early on in your life that led you to becoming the person that you have become at this point.
So, my prior to me becoming a practitioner of hip hop culture, you know, I and moving to Lambert Houses. Lambert Houses was where I moved to right when I started my freshman year of high school at Harry S. Truman High School, Co-op City in the Bronx.
Okay, no doubt.
And so right before my family moved to Lambert Houses, we lived on Vice Avenue in East Tremont, right on the corner. And I remember one of my brother's girlfriends came over and she brought this record over, and it was an instrumental.
What was the record?
The record was "Put the Music Where Your Mouth Is" by the Olympic Runners.
By the Olympic Runners,
Yeah.
right?
And she started doing this dance, and then she said, "Come on and dance with me." And so I started dancing with her, and she said, "I'ma burn you, I'ma burn you." And I said,
What?
so I didn't know what she was talking about,
Right.
but she kept using this terminology, "I'm gonna burn you." And so as I observed her dancing, all of the dance moves that she was doing was indicative of like the precursor to breakdancing.
Oh, wow.
But not going down on the floor or nothing like
Right,
that.
right.
You know, she went down,
Up-rocking.
but right, she
Okay.
up rock, but she bend down, you know, like squat down to do the knee pose or whatever,
Right.
and then came back up. So that was my first introduction to breaking,
Right.
not knowing that this was breaking. All right, and so
Well, I stand to think that she may not have known it was,
she didn't know
because it wasn't term breaking then. She was
Exactly.
just doing what
Right.
the streets you know.
She trying to burn you.
Right.
You know, and so.
Excuse me, I mean, just hold on for just for a second.
Sure.
If you hear me sneeze, I have allergies out this world, so just know that I'm not interrupting you.
Oh, nah, you good, bro.
You know,
I know
and
what
I'm
it
not
is.
sniffing coke or nothing. I just want to, you know, we're not doing nothing like that.
Right, we
Just
got
wanna
Tucci
put
up
it
in
out
here.
there.
I just been wanting to be clear that I'm not having issues. I just have allergies. I mean, why does he keep interrupting him with his sneezing?
Right, ain't no pink cocaine up in here.
No, we're not doing that, brother.
My God.
So, but continue, man.
So bless you.
Excuse me, thank you.
So basically, after seeing her do these moves, I went out and I got this record by the Olympic runners, and I started practicing dancing. And so then my next introduction, well, music overall. My mom was a very musical person. She sung like all day, every day. Like she sung in everything she did around the house. She was always singing, and she had a beautiful voice.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask because she can really sing.
Yeah, and so she exposed me to all of the legendary artists that predated hip hop. You know, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Smokey Robinson, the Miracles, the Temptations, Al Green. You know, the Jackson 5. Matter of fact, I went. So our first. I'm sorry. So my mom would give house parties. And when she got tired of being the DJ, she would put on James Brown's music and let me come out and entertain. Because I did all James Brown's dances, and he was my idol.
So let me ask a question,
Sure,
real quick, while we're talking about that, because I shared a lot of the same experiences that you're mentioning, especially in my childhood home. My parents used to have parties. You know, I mean, we're talking the 70s.
Right.
For those who don't understand, let me try to paint a picture. Right. It's the 70s basement party. It's hard liquor. They weren't drinking soft. Nothing
Right.
soft.
Nothing soft.
Nothing chased
Right,
either. It's
right.
only hard liquor. A lot of cigarette smoke.
Oh.
You know, a lot of bad perfume.
Yep.
Wigs.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Polyester everywhere. Right. and the music of the people that you're referring to, James Brown. We're talking Gladys Knight and the Pips. We're talking the Spinners.
Slide,
you know,
the Family Stone.
Slide and the Family
Yeah.
Stone. And they were all played not by DJ, not by the radio, but they were played by, in my family's house, we had the big wooden stereo.
Yes,
We had the 45 that
Yes,
dropped.
exactly.
So all your mother probably what you had to do is
A
put the
stack of 45s on the
That's
thing
it.
and let it drop.
let it drop, and
Yep.
it would play itself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to figure that out because Eddie Murphy had the same experiences too. you
Right.
know?
Yes,
And he
I heard him telling
documented
that.
it, and I think it was Raw. You
Yep,
know, when he
yep.
performed
Yep.
and stuff. So we share some of the same experiences.
That's
is what I'm
crazy.
saying. So,
Yep.
but continue. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all good. So I would entertain, to James Brown's music, dance and sing, and so James Brown was my first musical idol, and then the 70s rolled in because that was like 68, 69 when I was going hard on my James Brown thing, but then 71, 72, my mom took us to a cookout at my godbrother's house in Queens on Sellover Road, and it was popping, like it was banging, like mad people was there, and the music was just everything. And then they played this joint, and I immediately recognized that the song was by kids. That it resonated with me immediately.
Right.
It was the Jackson 5. It was the Love You Save.
Oh, no question. Right.
And so after that, even though I still love James Brown, I had a new idol. Now it's Michael Jackson.
Of course. Right.
So we moved from Vice Avenue in East Tremont, and we moved to Lambert Houses in 1975. Yeah, summer of 1975, and so 1976, I was 13. So 75, I was 12, and I remember that there was a school up the block from where we used to live called PS6. We lived across the street from this school,
Right.
And there were these girls that I would see in the schoolyard all the time, and we one time in the summer we went in this schoolyard and noticed that the window was open to the school, and it was the summertime. So three of us climbed in the window, and so now we in school. School is out though. We in school.
But y'all in school.
Right. So long story short, these two women are fraternal twins, Debbie and Terry. And for those of you who don't know, they are credited with making up Say Ho.
Oh.
Right? Because they used to come to all of the jams, and no matter who was on the mic or who was DJing, they had the ability to rouse the crowd. And they would do all of these chants, and so that's how that derived. And their older brother, Ricky, aka Sex Machine, was in a gang called the Black Assassins, and we lived on the same block. We lived on Vice Avenue in East Tremont, and the Black Assassins and the Black Spades had beef with each other, and so dudes from the Black Spades was coming around my block like tearing people up. And luckily, we moved, right? So we moved 3 blocks away from where we used to live, and they was looking for me.
Oh, wow.
Right? They was looking for
They're
me.
looking for you for what? What happened?
Were they trying to recruit you?
Cause you climbed in the window?
They was trying to recruit me.
Oh, facts. Okay.
They was trying to recruit me. So
They saw something in you early.
Right.
They said, this dude is a star, baby. We got to get him.
We got to make him down with us, right?
no.
No.
No. So we moved to Lambert, and I start my freshman year in Truman High School. I meet this dude, DST, and I meet a
Grandmaster
dude,
DST.
Grand Mixer.
Oh, Grand Mixer. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Grand
Mixer DST.
Yep.
Right.
And his MC at the time, but he didn't call himself Rahiem yet. He called himself Rahiem after I started calling myself Rahiem. My first MC name was Crazy T because my middle name is Todd.
That's right.
And so in Truman, we would walk the halls, and I met Christopher Williams, not realizing that we used to play together when we were like 4 and 5 years old in Edenwald Projects, because
This is the Christopher Williams.
Christopher Williams,
Right.
R&B singer.
Right.
I'm dreaming. Yeah.
Right.
So, Chris and I, we got together, and we formed a little singing group, and we would sing in the hallways in Truman. And,
What were you singing?
what was I singing?
Or what was the group singing?
The group
Yeah.
was singing. We would sing GQ songs. We would sing Switch,
Cameo, right.
Jackson 5. All I do is think of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so.
So y'all was smooth.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We had.
So this is a skill I never knew you had, by the way.
What, singing?
I didn't know you could sing. You could actually sing?
I am the MC who introduced singing and rapping. That was me.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you
Just
heard
stepped
it.
in the party, but I can't keep from getting on the dance floor. Music sounds so sweet, made me want to get up on my seat. You know what I mean?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Look.
I'm just not.
All right.
I'm just not in good voice at the moment, but
That sound good to me. That sound good to me, brother.
I got R&B songs. Like I sung I got a song that I got a gold record for that I'm singing and rapping on. That's on the Juice soundtrack. Does Your Man Know About Me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a gold record for that joint.
that
Did he
that was
find out
That's
about
me.
you,
I'm
though?
singing and rapping on that joint.
I didn't know that was you.
Yeah.
Did her man find out about you?
Nah.
I'm just saying. I'm just.
Well, if he's watching, he knows now.
Oh, I'm sorry. So let me bring it all
Okay,
together.
Okay.
So Truman High School, singing in the hallways with Christopher Williams. We had this little group, and we were pretty popular, but not as popular as this dude who called himself Jazzy Joe. Jazzy Joe, rest in peace, Joe Goodwin, my brother from the Valley. He used to say these rhymes, and they were pretty elementary. But for some reason, he was like the Pied Piper. All the chicks in the whole school followed him everywhere he went and clinged on every word that he said because of these rhymes. So I observed one time, and I see all of the finest chicks in the school like salivating, like, oh my God, he's so good. I'm like, I waited till the crowd left. I go over to him. I say, yo, man, my name is Todd. I'm a freshman. I need to know how to do what you're doing. He's like, what you mean? I said, you know, that rhyming stuff. I need to know how to do that. He said, all right. I said, could I hang out with you? He said, yeah, you can hang out with me. He was a sophomore, and he let me hang out with him. I hung out with him every day for like about a month until I understood how to write rhymes. And once I understood how to write rhymes, I bought 2-3 black and white composition notebooks and filled them up with rhymes. And then one day I went to school and I challenged Jazzy Joe to a battle.
You challenged him to a battle.
I challenged him to a battle.
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
The student against the teacher.
Right.
And so I smoked him. And
You burned him.
Yeah, I
Burned him.
burned him.
You burned him.
I
You burned him.
Yeah, I burned him.
You burned him.
And after that, all the chicks in the school was following me around.
You know what? There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And Christopher Williams, at first, he used to try and like imitate me. And I'm like, dude, you shouldn't imitate me because I'm trying to be out there just like you trying to be out there.
Right.
You need to imitate somebody who's no longer popping, who was popping.
Right.
I said, you know who a perfect person to imitate for you to be would be? I said, if you pick up where Teddy Pendergrass left off, my nigga, you will win so hard.
Wow.
Because nobody will expect that rough-ass voice to come out that pretty-ass face. Period.
Then he took your advice.
And he took my advice.
Wow.
So you're responsible for Christopher
worked.
Williams, too.
Oh, absolutely.
And yourself.
Facts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Facts. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He had
That's
a
a good
vision.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it starts with. So okay, so but battling also led you to, you know, what we now know as your family.
Right.
And how did that go down? Because okay, I'm gonna reserve part 2 of that question.
Okay.
But what did battling mean for you, and what made you just say, you know what, I'm gonna battle this person right here, right now?
I've never been. I've always been very competitive, and so if I feel like I'm good at something, or if I feel like I'm the best at something, there's not too much that anyone could say to me to discourage that attitude, and even if you smoke me, you burn me, I am going up in smoke talking mad shit.
Of course.
Like I'm going up in flames
Because you're
talking mad shit.
competitive. Because
Yes,
you're
I'm
competitive.
competitive.
That's,
Yes,
that's
exactly.
natural.
Right. So I'm never the one who's gonna,
I love it.
admit defeat, or maybe I might admit defeat, but that's just right now, because this is war.
Right.
So you lose one battle, all right, you might lose 3-4 battles, but as long as you win the war, that's
it.
all that matters.
That's right. That's right.
Go down
You know what I mean?
fighting.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
So So now you're rapping.
Yes.
All the chicks are in school that are following you. But you had an issue in school, right?
I did. Yeah.
And you were still a freshman now, by the way. So talk to us a little about. I mean, you let ear to like you had the issue you had in school,
Right.
And talk to us a little about what transpired and how this happened. I don't know, like what caused this issue.
So I'm the worst as far as when it comes to adhering to authority. I don't do that.
You're not into an authority figure.
No, I don't do
energy,
that. I don't
right?
do that very well.
He's
at
a
all.
leader.
And so
Just defiant.
you can't tell me what to do. You have to like use the Jedi mind trick on me and make it seem as though you're asking me, but you're really telling me.
Right.
You know, it'll work that way. But if I get any inkling that you're telling me what to do, it's just not happening.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
So
we got you. We got you.
So my mom was a teacher, by the way. My mom was a teacher. Wow. All right. But my mom knows her child. She knows me. And she knows that. So my mom had 6 kids and 5 sons, one daughter. And so I'm the middle child. I'm the oldest of my mom's second set of children and the youngest of her first set.
Okay.
All right. So I guess she knew that school and like structure and stuff like that really wasn't for me.
Right. It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
No, it's not.
Right. And so initially when she would, come to like my parent-teacher conference and stuff like that, when I was in Truman, I'd be playing hooky, like knowing she was coming to school. I'd be outside doing whatever.
And you already knew she was coming.
And I knew she was coming.
Avoiding.
And asked me if when I got home, did she tear my ass out the frame? Yes, she did.
Of course she did.
Asked me if I did it again. Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. So you were a glutton for punishment. Oh, gee whiz.
My mom would come to school and burn my ass in front of my girl, in front of my homies, teacher, whoever.
Yeah.
It ain't matter.
That's your mom.
That's my mom.
That's your mom.
Right.
So what do you want? That's your mom, kid.
So, as far as scholastically, I knew all the work. I passed all my tests. Homework was a problem. Right. You're not going to send me home in my free time. When I get home from school, that's my free time.
That's your time.
All right? I do what I want to do when I get home.
It's homework for a reason because they need it for tomorrow.
Nah, bro. Classwork is what happens in class. All right? Homework, that's a no-go for me. So,
note to self.
What?
Rahiem does not like homework.
Nah. Yo, so a dude, I went to my high school reunion maybe about 10 years ago.
Right.
And a dude who I didn't know came up to me and he screamed my whole government. Yo, Guy Todd Williams. I'm like, yo, how you know my whole government like that? He's like, bro, I was in your homeroom class for 3 years, and you showed up to homeroom twice in 3 years.
Wow. He counted. But the scary part about this is that he actually counted.
Right. But I was very popular
in
Truman. After I got with the Funky Four, we blew up like really quickly.
Yeah, so we'll get it. We're definitely going to get into that.
So one day, I'm in the hallways in Truman, doing my 1-2s. I think I was spitting in a cipher or whatever. And security came, and we were smoking weed in the hallway. And security came, and they chased us all around the school grounds, and they didn't catch us.
No, because you still fit, so I.
Right. Yeah. Oh, and your boy could run.
Right.
Like dogs be like,
obviously.
you know what? He played too much. You know what I mean? Like, nah, for real. So, they couldn't catch us, but they knew who we were. So they waited. Bless you. They waited for us to show up again, and when we showed up, the principal and vice principal came to my classroom and brought me in the hallway and said, Mr. Williams, you are getting expelled. I said, oh, all right. They said, I don't think your mother's going to feel that way. I said, you know what? You should mind your business. You don't know how my mother's going to feel. You know what I mean?
How did she feel?
You know what?
He already knows how his mother's going to feel.
No.
He just didn't want them to know.
I'm saying, how did she
Surprisingly, when my mom found out that I got expelled, maybe I was on punishment for a month, right? I'm on punishment for a month. So within that month,
What'd your punishment consist of? You couldn't go out of the house?
yeah, I just couldn't go out.
Right.
So every day I'm trying to figure some strategy out to get on my mom's nerves enough to make her be like, you know what, get your ass out.
Right.
It's not working. So while I was in school, I had joined the Funky Four, and we did 2 parties. And so Breakout and his older brother, Jazzy D, came by my mom's house and knocked on the door and handed me a stack of flyers. So I'm like, Ma, could I go to this party this Friday? She said, hell no. Could you go to a party? Hell no. She said, only partying you doing is upstairs in that damn room.
Right.
I'm like, shh. But Ma, I said, this is my job. Like, this is my job. She said, you ain't got no damn job. You don't even have working papers. How you got a job?
Right. They didn't listen, parents did not respect that kind of energy back then. You know.
She said, if you do have a job, I'm your boss. And your job was going to school, but you got fired from that.
Oh, wow.
So I said, Ma, please, let me, I just need to, like, my name is on this flyer. She said, I don't see your name. Your name, Guy Tar Williams, where your name? I said, they call me Rahiem. She said, oh, you Muslim? I said, I don't eat pork. She said, you was born and damn raised on pork. What you mean you don't eat pork? I said, Ma, can I go to the party? She said, only way you going to a damn party is if I go with you. I said, what? Oh, you ain't said nothing.
Come on.
What you wearing Friday? I took my mom.
Yes.
I took my mom
Yes.
to
Yes.
Eden Wall Projects Community Center.
Wow.
Good God. It reeked of angel dust and marijuana. Reeked.
Wow.
She didn't say one word about that to me because I wasn't indulging in it.
Right.
So
It didn't matter to her.
it didn't matter to her.
Right.
But after she saw and heard what it was I did, she never sweated me about getting a job, ever. She never said to me, you better go find a job, ever.
She felt that you showed her.
Yeah.
So
You showed her who
your
you were.
talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what happens sometimes, you know. Your mother was a visionary.
She was. She was.
Your mother was a visionary. You know, a lot of
My
people's
biggest
parents,
supporter.
A lot of people's parents are not that way. They just don't. They couldn't see the forest for the trees. But your mother was different.
Yeah, you know,
totally different.
when you're raised, in a conventional way, and you have, I guess the concept of living a successful life. You're working conventional, jobs and stuff like that. So people who have lived that way the majority of their lives, when someone comes along and they think outside the box, that might sound a little scary to people.
And extremely if it's their own child. Right.
Exactly, right.
Right.
Because you want them to be grounded. You want them to be
Because they know the struggles. They know that
Exactly.
You're a person of color.
Yeah.
You need a serious job.
Something to fall
them,
back on.
To them.
And all my life, with the exception of my mother, everyone outside of my mother was always, oh, don't quit that day job. But my mom never once said that. Never once.
Big shout out.
Big shout out to
Rest
Mom
in
Dukes.
peace, Mom.
No question, no doubt.
Love you, baby.
R.I.P. to Mom Dukes, bro.
Right, a whole angel looking
so
over.
is this the moment where you realize that your talent was worth pursuing?
I wouldn't say that was the moment, because in my mind, I was pursuant of my aspirations the entire time, whether I had a lane or not. In my mind, I always had a lane because I was going to make one.
Well, it didn't hurt to have confirmation from your mother.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what's up. So,
Yep.
But that's dope, man. So from there, so you were down with Funky Four at that point, right?
Right.
And so how did it? So from there, when did you make the jump to working with one of the greatest rap groups that ever hit the scene, the Furious Five and Grandmaster Flash?
So,
because there had to be some sort of transition there. So
right.
When did this? How
So,
did that happen?
so I joined the Funky Four, my first rap group, in 1978, in the winter of 1978, like January 1978, and our popularity grew pretty quickly, and so maybe about 6 to 8 months in of being a member of the Funky Four, we became like the heir apparent to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Four. And it wasn't so much about our DJ's ability. Our DJs, Breakout and Baron, they were good DJs, but they didn't have the prowess and ability that Grandmaster Flash or Grand Wizard Theodore, Grand Mixer DXT, Rock and Raw, they weren't turntablists. And so, but between the two of them, DJ Baron was the DJ who was able to keep the beat going behind an MC. And so that was the reason why they put me in the group to begin with, because the other members of the Funky Four didn't rap on the mic when DJ Baron was on the mic, was on the turntables, which was kind of puzzling to me because DJ Baron was the one who cut the records on beat. I literally taught DJ Breakout how to cut on beat. He did not know how to cut on beat before I taught him, and so therefore none of the MCs could rap while Breakout was cutting.
Interesting.
Okay. Wow. So, but their sound system was Infinity Machine-like. If you know what Infinity's machine,
absolutely,
what their sound system was like in Queens.
Absolutely.
So, the Mighty Sasquatch, the Brothers Disco sound system was called the Mighty Sasquatch, and I would compare it to the pristineness and the bottom heaviness of Infinity Machine.
DJ Divine sat in that very chair, and we talked about his system. I remember going to his events, actually recording it on like a radio,
right?
And the berthas, you could actually stand in those. And if you knew anything about 80s hip hop, early 80s, late 70s hip hop, and culture as far as fashion is concerned, if you knew anything about Lee jeans from Jamaica Avenue or wherever you bought your Lees, they were very hard, like this table.
Very hard.
The bass bottom, if Breakout and Baron's bass bottoms were anything like Infinity Machines, they made my pants move.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's how much bass.
The bass made the jeans move.
And the jeans move for no reason.
No.
Wow.
Right. You can fall off a motorcycle and those jeans will still stay intact. So just know that bass was serious.
Yo, if you put starch on your Lees and you creased them joints, like it's a permanent crease. You could stand your joints up in the corner.
You don't even need to stitch them creases. They permanent. You wash it, the crease is still there. So.
Facts.
I'm
So
sorry.
so we grew in popularity really quickly, like 6 to 8 months, and so by the time I'd say Christmas of 1978 rolled around, our names was really ringing alarms in the streets of the Bronx, and so by the next summer, one day we were doing a block party on a street called Jefferson Place and Boston Road, and actually that was the block that KK Rockwell, one of the Funky Four, he lived on that block, and so we're doing a block party on that block, and all of a sudden, I see Melly Mel, and at the time his name was Mr. Ness. He later changed it to Scorpio. They come down the block and walk over to where the ropes are, where we standing behind the ropes and stuff, and they came directly over to me and was like, "Yo, we came here to see and hear you," and I'm like, "You came here to see and hear me?"
So Scorpion Mel came to see you.
See and hear me, yes. Wow. And I'm like, "You came to see and hear me? Like, what? I don't understand. Why? What's up?" It was like, "Yo, we hear a lot about you. You know what I mean? You a dope dude." It's like, "All right, thank you. You know, I think y'all dope too." And so maybe about a month after that, our manager Jazzy D got together with their manager Ray Chandler, who coincidentally happens to be Dame Dash's uncle.
Wow. Running a family, huh?
Yeah,
wow,
exactly.
how about that?
Yeah, he was Flash and them's first manager. He was our first manager. And so Jazzy D and Ray Chandler got together and worked out a battle between the two groups, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Four against DJ Breakout, DJ Baron, and the Funky Four. And so it was set, and the battle happened, was scheduled for May 11th, 1979 at the Webster Avenue PAL. And it went down. The line was wrapped around the block like twice. It was a sardine can as far as, the capacity, it was filled to capacity. And Flash and them kind of surprised us because we thought, seeing as though they were like the more popular act, we thought that they would go on last, like the headliner would usually do. But they surprised us and went on before us. And the reason why they went on before us is because they did everything that we did before we did it.
Oh, wow. That's classic battles.
Right.
That's classic battle technique.
Everything that we planned to do on their ass in that battle, they got on stage and did it to our ass first.
Wow. Wow, that's terrible.
Yo, so by the time it was time for us to go on stage, now, I've always been a pretty humble person in that, like, you have to come for me in order for me to come out my bag and be like, I'm the shit or whatever. Like, I don't really rock like that. So, Flash and them, after they went on, they tore that shit up. Like, they ripped the house down. And so I think that that kind of intimidated the rest of my group, and their body language just didn't seem like they had the eye of the tiger before we were going on. It was like they had the eye of the pork chop, the eye of the neck bone. You know what I mean? Like, nah, the eye of the neck bone. Like, nah, bro.
No good.
We so
you're in a battle right now. You gotta handle your business.
Yeah. So. And mind you, so the personnel in the Funky Four are as follows: it's me, KK Rockwell, Keith, and Chirac.
Chirac, no
Right?
doubt.
Okay.
Salute to Chirac
Right.
all day.
Right. So now, besides myself, KK Rockwell, he had more rhymes than I did. Keith didn't really have a lot of rhymes, and he was bashful. But KK Rockwell had a ton of rhymes, and he was even more bashful than Keith. Chirac didn't have very many rhymes at all. She may have had, I'd say she probably had, if I had to put an amount of bars on it, I'd say she had about 60 bars worth of rhymes.
Right.
Not very many rhymes outside of the songs that she was on, like Rapping and Rocking the House, and That's the Joint. So when it's time for the battle, I'm the one who was supposed to start the battle off because I made up all of our routines. All of our routines had singing in them, so I sing all of our routines, and so I had to start the battle off. But instead of me starting the battle off as planned with the routine, because I didn't like the rest of my crew's body language, I abandoned our game plan and didn't let them know. And I just spit every rhyme that I ever wrote. And then I did an AI. I did Al Iverson, his rookie season in the NBA. I ain't passed.
All threes.
All
threes on me.
I ain't passed the mic.
That's right.
And so,
they wasn't ready.
They wasn't ready.
They wasn't ready.
They wasn't ready, bro.
And so I went in by myself for about 30 minutes. And at first, Flash and them were in the crowd, ice grilling me, standing like this. But I went so hard for so long, the audience started cheering me on. And then it got contagious. Flash and them caught it, and they started cheering me on. And so after I finished, I just dropped the mic and I walked off the stage, and I didn't even the rest of my group, they didn't even perform. I didn't even know that they didn't perform, because after I got off the stage, I walked out into the audience and Flash and them dapped me. I left the party. I went home.
That was it.
So that was your audition.
That was my audition.
Essentially, that was your audition to the
Yes.
Furious Five.
Yep.
Nice.
And then about a week later, Melly Mel and Mr. Ness showed up at my mom's house and asked me if I would be down to join their group.
And you said yes, obviously.
And I did. Yep.
Very good.
Money podcast joint with C. Era.